Good morning, everybody. This is where I'm at. Yes. It's always about the youngins. It's like when you got kids, you try your best to spend more time with that youngest one, because depending on how many kids you got, it can, it's like the youngest one sometimes get the best treatment, because you get through all your mistakes with your first one, with your second one. Sometimes, I don't know how many kids, some people might only got two, but obviously the first one gets all your mistakes. You want to say good morning?
Good morning, everybody.
But that first one get most of the mistakes, so where that last one finally get the parent that should have been the professional seasoned parent. When I say seasoned, I mean like you finally know what you're doing. So I really feel like he's my youngest one. So I feel like he's getting the best mama that I should have been from beginning to end. So, but it ain't about none of this. This video is going to be about you are special. A lot of times I feel like, because even I feel like that sometimes, we tend to not feel like we don't mean nothing to nobody. We can tend to feel like we're nothing, or we're not special, or such and such look better than us. Such and such got a better job than us. Such and such got a better house. Like, we always live in the pressure of this person is better than me. Or, I mean, some people are just so confident, they too freaking arrogant to where it's a word for it, but I forgot what the word is. What's that word? To where you overzealous about yourself. But either way, for the people that feel like that, you have to know your inner specialty about you. You are special. Everybody has a purpose of why they're here on this earth. You just have to figure out what yours is. And a lot of times there is a question, I believe I'm going to do my best to make a video about it. And it's what do you know yourself? Who are you? Like, who are you? And you'd be surprised, just that simple question of who are you? Most people can't answer, especially teenagers. Like my daughter, I ask my daughter a lot of times, I'll be like, hey, Nicole, who are you? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Like, a lot of teenagers have the hardest time answering that question, because they just trying to figure out who they are. And like I said, you'd be surprised how you spend every day, every second, every minute with yourself, but you don't know your capabilities. But God has put a special gift inside of everybody. So everybody has a place to be a leader in their specialty. Everybody has a special gift to do something that will bring value to this earth. But this world is just so built on tearing people down, and it's so built on training people to tear you down, that at the end of the day, you feel like you're not special. You feel like you suck. You feel like you ugly. You feel like your clothes ain't crap. You feel like you ain't got enough money. You feel like you ain't driving the coolest whip. You just feel sucky. And it's so easy to feel like that, because the world we live in is pressure. And it really just depends on where you're from, because obviously it's kind of more pressure when you live in the United States, because the United States is always about propaganda, is always about materialistic things, where other countries is probably not as bad as us, but other countries probably got it worse too, because other countries' economic backgrounds is probably a little bit less, I guess, as far as financially stable than America. Even though I wouldn't even say that, because America is so much debt, they can't even pay it back. You might as well say that China owns America. We probably owe China so much money that we talking about we got money, but then we the most in-debt country that it is to have. But you have to find your value. And in order to find your value, you have to really take some time by yourself to sit down and meditate. And really just think, especially if you're an older person. If you're an older person, think back into what you've been through, how you've been through it, how your strength, your weaknesses, and really put that all together and just know your value. And sometimes when you do take that time to sit down and go back, it might be something that might traumatize you to where you might not want to think about it. But in order for you to get to know yourself, and in order for you to recognize how special you are, sometimes you have to revisit certain points in your life to realize why you're special. Because, I mean, a lot of times our life is a book. Everything that happens, like I just said, everything that happens a second ago, that's written. Like, you can't take that back. It's the past. You have the past, present, and the future. So, I mean, that's who you are. That is your book. And you'd be surprised how people are in their own story, but they never really read their story. So they don't get the description of their story because they're not reading and paying attention to the story that they're a part of. So you are special. I don't care. If you can find the smallest thing to start with to get that feeling of feeling special, start with that. Like I said, if you make the best apple pie, then you special because you make the best apple pie. If you somebody that can go in somebody's life and you had, let's say somebody was crying because their boyfriend broke up with him. You somebody that can turn a frown and a crying person into a smile, that's definitely special because you changing lives. Or if you somebody that like, obviously I'm in the trucking industry, you can drive a truck, like I made the video about the manuals, you know, driving manuals. If you can float gears without ever putting your big toe on that clutch, then guess what? You special for that reason alone. If you somebody that's good with kids, then you special. It's all sorts of something of reasons of what makes anybody special, no matter the age, no matter your color, no matter where you from. Everybody has a special something about you. You are not a mistake. You know, it's no mistake of why you're here. So you really have to just like get to know yourself and find out why you special. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to compare yourself. That's where people go wrong. Everybody wants to live in comparison. And sometimes it's easy to live in comparison because a lot of people will try to have you live in comparison. Sometimes your spouse will have you living in comparison. Like spouses are so famous for comparing you to their last person they was with. Or mamas and daddies is so famous to compare you to the oldest sibling or the youngest sibling. Or your friends is so infamous for comparing you to somebody they knew. Or a stranger is so infamous for coming, man, you look just like somebody I know. Well, I ain't that somebody you know. I'm special. I am me. I am that I am. That's what God would say, is he is who he is. So I am that I am. So we got to build our confidence, guys. Every day is a new day to be grateful. That's part of building. Because if you stuck in a negative, and I say this all the time, if you stuck in a negative realm of negative energy, then your whole surroundings is going to be negative. Because you got to know that us as a human being, we are full of energy, and we actually emit energy feet away from our body. So what are you going to entertain? You going to entertain positive energy, or you going to entertain negative energy? So I want you to say, no, hell no, I ain't entertaining that negative energy. I'm going to entertain that positive energy. That's what I'm saying, because you're special, baby. You are special. Keep it 100, say you special. You special, my love. You are so freaking special. I don't know what to do with you. This world would be so lost if we didn't have you, because you are so special. So give me a hug, Chris, because I think it's time for you to go in. Give your mom a kiss. Come on, I gotta go. All right. Have a good day. All right, Chrissy Pooh, my special son. You so special, Chris. You special, baby. Come on, because you're holding the crowd up. Come on. I love you, Chris. All right. But it's time for me to go, guys. So I hope that this kind of helps somebody to realize their potential. So obviously I can't film and drive. But at the end of the day, you know, keeping it 100, love you. So if you're struggling because you're lonely, you know, you feel like nobody cares, keeping it 100, kids, 100%. Everything that I'm talking about, I dealt with. I deal with loneliness. I deal with family estrangement. I deal with the struggles of feeling like I'm somebody, all that. So if I can deal with building myself up from the ground up, then so can you. So time is the essence, everybody. I'm making better time of it. Let's love each other, not judge each other, because at the end of the day, we all have a gift that God gave us. You just have to spend time with yourself and really dig deep and find out who you are. So deuces, my loves.